Hi and welcome to the Crafts channel. I'm here today to talk to you about the November issue of Craft Beautiful magazine that's out on sale the 14th of October, and we've got a bumper pack of free gifts on the front for you this time round. Festive kit here with a lovely intricate reindeer die, a couple of festive embossing folders and a set of coloured foils for you to add a metallic element to your cards. So I'm just going to show you really quickly a couple of the things that you can do with your kit. First of all, embossing folders are very much like the ones that you get with most standard die cutting sets, and you just pop this piece of craft card that I've already cut into a scallop circle, pop it inside your folder, choose the shims that you need for the embossing process and just simply run it through your die cut machine to reveal, I don't know if you can see that in the light, that's a great holly design that's on there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just show you how it picks out. Let me just use a scrap of card here. I'll pick out the greeting at the bottom and I'll show you why in a minute. So you can, with these folders, you can actually do a whole panel, or you can use the separate elements of them. Slightly thicker card, that green. Okay, so you've got this Merry Christmas here, and what I'll do is I'll just show you with an ink pad and a scrap of fabric so that you don't get it too much on there, because this is a really juicy ink pad. You just skim over the top like this, and it just picks out the letters, and then if you rub over the back, so you've got a distressed effect to it almost. So you can see the Merry Christmas out there, and then all I've done is I've taken that, cut it into a panel and rounded off the edges, and I've put a bit more of the ink in the background so that it's got a bit more depth of colour in there. So you can do that, and then with your craft card, just a plain embossed craft card, I would just mount it on a plain circle as a background, and then somewhere in my pile of stuff I have here our reindeer die, and what I've done is I've actually die cut a couple of reindeers. One's out of cream card, the other's out of cream card, but what I've done is I've stuck some of this, you know, this self-adhesive sheet that you can get for intricate die cuttings. I've stuck this on both sides of the card, run it through the machine and stuck one to the other so that you've got a slight drop shadow effect there, which you can't see while it's cream, but if I peel off this top layer, the backing paper of the sticky stuff, I'll show you why I've layered that reindeer up. Because with your kit that comes on the November issue of Craft Beautiful magazine, you've got a set of coloured foils, and they're the kind of foils that you lay down on a self-adhesive surface, burnish the back of it, and then you can peel them off. You get quite a lot of foil in that kit. I won't open this up, but there's a sheet that's about this long. So that's what, 45 centimetres long, at least 40 centimetres long. I've cut it into strips because it's much easier to handle. And if you just lay that over the top of your reindeer, rub it down with your finger, and then just whip it off. And what's happened is where I've had the self-adhesive sheet on the first die cut, the foil has stuck to it, but also you've now got that nice cream drop shadow so that when you put it on the background, you've got a three-dimensional effect. So that's one of the things you can do with the foil. The other thing as well, if you haven't got any of that sticky sheet, if you've just got some double-sided tape, especially the Easy Lift type double-sided tape, which has got the tab on it, lay them down in strips and use the edge of the backing strip as a guide. And then if you just peel off one layer, lay your foil on top, smooth it down and whip it off. And you can see here there's a couple of bits where I've missed, where I've creased the foil. All you need to do is just run that over the top, peel off your next layer. And because I'm using the sheet that I've done the reindeer from, there will be holes in this bit, but to save wasting bits of foil, because you've got the advantage that you can then lay the foil down again over the spaces, and provided you don't put sticky fingerprints on the adhesive strip, it will just cover it up. And what's great is you can't see that you've patched it up. You've still got a virtually all over metallic effect there. So lay it down. And then just fill in your patches like this. So you can form a background, and what I've done here, simple card blank, I've stuck that down the middle there, trimmed it up to size, and then if you just grab your reindeer that you've mounted onto your embossed holly background, you can pop him in the middle here. And then you take your previously embossed and inked sentiment, pop it along the bottom there. And then you've got a really nice sort of, almost like a mixed media card. We've used virtually every element from that kit. So you've got the embossing, you've got the die cutting, and you've got the foiling. Really simple to make. Have fun with it. As I say, it's on the issue that comes out on the 14th of October. It's our November issue of Craft Beautiful magazine. And there'll be numerous other projects in the magazine that you can have a look at. Join you next time.